Eric Hoffer once said, "In times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves perfectly equipped to deal with the world that does not exist." And from my mentor, Brian Tracy, he said that the future belongs to the competent. It belongs to those who are very good at what they do. It does not belong to the well-meaning. Hi, this is Ray Stendall, and thank you so much for tuning into this channel. This is a video series about the 7 C's of getting amazing results in your personal life and in your business. What I teach you is going to have a profound impact on your life if you take action. This is the 3rd video in the series. So let's begin with a little story that I think you'll find interesting. The year was 2006, and I'm sure you remember it was quite an interesting year from an investing perspective. The market was roaring, and do you remember what it was like? Credit was easy to get, housing market was exploding, and you know, at that time I lived in one of the most exciting places in the world. It still is to a large extent, Silicon Valley, California. And I was starting to get a feeling that, you know, this market is just starting to not look so good. Not having much knowledge in real estate cycles, I invested about $5,000 in an educational program from somebody by the name of Bruce Norris and the Norris Group, based in Southern California, to acquire some highly specialized knowledge. And after learning about the mess we were headed towards based on his training, I sold my property at the end of 2006, just after the market hit an all-time high in July 2006. You know, at the time that I did this, people looked at me like I was crazy. They thought I was absolutely nuts and that this market was continuing to go up and that I was a fool to get out. So I want to let you know something. Sometimes you really need to step away from the crowd, and in most cases when you step away from the crowd and you do the opposite, you're probably doing the right thing. So at the time that I made the investment to educate myself, I had no real idea or guarantee that this was going to work or if it was really the best advice, but I had an instinct, and based on all the training that I had taken to date, as well as the analysis and research I did, I realized that he was the right person to take advice from. And as you know how the story worked out, the market has since collapsed since 2006, and I was able to take all the gains that I had and take them off the plate. Now, if I wouldn't have gotten the training or become competent in the market at that time, I pretty much probably would have lost a lot, like many people did. So this video is all about the 3rd C, which is called competence. In this short video, I'm going to teach you exactly the questions that you need to ask, the biggest mistakes that you can avoid, and what I consider to be some of the more important strategies for you to move forward on this particular C. So based on clearly defining your goals, which we talked about already, being able to go to the next step implies you ask yourself, what skills are needed? What experience is needed? And you basically have 2 options. You can either go and learn the information, or you can outsource it. If you're going to go and learn it, you need to ask yourselves, what are the learning objectives? Who are the best people in the field that you can learn from? And I want you to practice full immersion learning, which is basically exposing all of your senses. I want you to read content, listen to content, watch videos, listen in your car, or when you're going to the gym. Make learning maps. If you don't know what a learning map is, I'll share more ideas on that later on. It's essentially a mind map that's applied to whatever you're learning. And as you do this and really take in the information in a multidimensional way, you're going to get so much value out of it. The next approach you can apply is to outsource. And if you go and you outsource, you're going to need to think about what your requirements are. You're going to need to think about getting referrals. You're going to go through the buyer's process of evaluating various vendors on the market. Now, you have these 2 approaches, to learn it or outsource it. You have to decide if it's based on your purpose and where you're headed, which does it make sense, to learn or to outsource. Now, one of the big mistakes that people make is that they think that they have all the answers. They have vast experience, they have all the answers, and it's really frustrating to hear that because, you know, the world is a complicated place. It's getting more and more complicated. It's racing forward at an unprecedented rate, and knowledge is changing so fast that unless you take time to keep up, you're falling behind. And the mistake that I see is people think that they have the answers, they're not willing to invest in themselves to be able to acquire the skills and knowledge and experience that they need to be able to go to the next level. And then they wonder why they're not being successful. You need to have a learning plan. A learning plan is broken down based on at the annual level, at the quarterly level, at the monthly level. If I ask you, what are you learning right now? What's your learning plan? What are you studying? You want to be able to come back and say, well, I'm reading this book, I'm listening to this audio program, I'm watching this video program, and this is how I'm applying what it is that I'm learning. You need to do this. You need to evaluate your strengths or weaknesses. You need to see how you can strengthen those strengths and how you can manage those weaknesses. And you do this by having a well-organized learning plan that is customized for your needs and where it is that you want to go. I'd love for you to comment and share on this video. Please share your ideas, share with me how you're using these ideas to improve yourself, and if you'd like more important ideas like this, and perhaps a little bit more on the business side, come back to my website, raystendall.com. I'm going to share with you a 30-minute video that is a training to help you build, market, and sell products and services that really make a difference. And the reason I think this is so important is that as we move forward to acquire the real wealth that you desire, the freedom to spend your time as you wish, you're going to really need to think about how you can embrace the idea of having a business that can help supplement or even become the primary source of income for you. Absolutely critical. Till we meet again, this is Ray Stendall, knowing and supporting you in building, marketing, and selling amazing products that make a difference today.